Pocket FM.
To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.
So, you pretended to be sick because your father was looking miserable with me gone? Amelia repeated Max's confession, wanting to ensure she had heard him correctly. Max nodded, his expression guilty. I'm sorry, Mommy, and remember, you promised not to tell him. I didn't promise, she corrected. I only agreed. Max's eyes widened in shock, feeling duped by her wordplay. Amelia chuckled and reassured him. But don't worry, little moon, your secret is safe with me. Max wrapped his arms around her in a tight hug. Thank you, big star. Amelia left the table, her mind swirling with thoughts about Max's revelation. Was Javier really that upset about her absence? Lost in thought, she wandered to the villa's front entrance just as Javier was getting into his car to leave for work. Victor appeared preparing to join the prince in the car. Javier, already seated, observed Amelia from inside. Before climbing in, Victor turned to her with a polite smile. You've been busy lately, so I haven't had the chance to congratulate you, Miss Rivera. Congratulate me on what? She asked, caught off guard. Your job. Congratulations on retaking the assessment and being admitted to the Council of Foreign Affairs. Oh, thank you, Amelia replied with a polite smile. I didn't expect you to know about my work, considering how busy you are. That's thoughtful of you. The thoughtful one here is Prince Javier. Well, what do you mean? Amelia instinctively glanced toward the car. What does this have to do with him? Victor began to explain. Well, he's the one who called your office to... Javier interrupted sharply. Victor, stop chit-chatting and get in the car already. Victor, taking the cue, climbed in without finishing his sentence. Amelia furrowed her brows and glanced at Javier. Now you're leaving? She complained to Victor. Tell me what you were going to say. Amelia stood there stunned as the car drove away. A realization clicked in her mind, and she quickly turned back toward the house. With her phone in hand, Amelia approached Max, who was engrossed in a game on his own phone while sitting in the corner of the room. He noticed her too late to hide the device. Busted. I know I'm not supposed to have games on my phone, Max admitted quickly, but I swear this one just appeared. I don't even know how. Amelia knelt beside him. That's fine, but you're going to delete it. Right after you help me with something. Do you have your dad's private cell number? I need it. Max's expression instantly shifted from guilt to curiosity. He realized he had the upper hand now. Ah, so you need something? It's okay for me to use the phone, huh? How the tables have turned. Max, don't push it. Okay, he relented. But why don't you have Dad's private number? How are you going to send each other kissy face pictures to become girlfriend and boyfriend? Stop talking nonsense, she said. I never asked for his number. Fine. Give me your phone. Amelia, not very tech-savvy, handed her phone over. Max's small fingers moved swiftly, and within moments, Javier's number was saved. She checked the contact name and nearly dropped the phone. Did you add your father under the name future husband? She tried to edit it, but no matter how hard she pressed the buttons, the option wouldn't budge. Max, why did you do that? Change it back to his name, please. Max grabbed the phone again, pretending to try. It's stuck. I can't fix it. He shrugged dramatically. But don't worry, it's perfect as is. Amelia sighed, realizing her son had clearly outwitted her. I could ask the IT people at work to fix it, you know. Let them try. Max replied, his grin mischievous as he skipped upstairs. Amelia called after him. "And don't forget to delete the game." She couldn't decide whether to laugh or cry at his cleverness. Even my own child is messing with me now. Are those two conspiring against me? Amelia hesitated before dialing Javier's private number. Seeing future husband flash across the screen was mortifying. Clutching the phone tightly to hide the screen, she waited as it rang. Her mind wandered back to his words from the previous night. "Do you really think Thomas Flores would marry you?" But Javier didn't answer. She tried a few more times during the day, but the result was the same. He's probably busy, she thought. Amelia didn't want to be a nuisance by calling him repeatedly about such a small personal matter, but she couldn't help glancing at her phone now and then, hoping he'd return her call. It was lunchtime at the office when Amelia's phone finally rang. Exasperated, she picked it up without checking the caller ID, surprised to hear her stepmother, Valentina, on the other end.
"Amelia, your father's in trouble."
Valentina's voice was frantic, trembling as though she'd been crying. Amelia's heart tightened, but she remained calm. "What happened?"
"He had a fever a few days ago. He wanted to go to the hospital, but since he's hypochondriac, I always prefer to wait a few days. But this morning, he started coughing up blood."
Amelia didn't need to hear more to understand. For days, the news had been raising alarms about a dangerous outbreak of a new virus strain. Valentina's decision to delay taking him to the hospital might mean it was now too late.
"This morning, the public health officials came and took him away. They said he tested positive for the new virus. He's been put in quarantine."
Valentina's voice cracked as she began to sob. Amelia's heart sank, and her grip on the phone tightened. Until a vaccine was developed, catching the virus was practically a death sentence. "Where is he?" she asked.
"At South Miami Hospital, but they won't let anyone see him. That's why I called. Do you know anyone at the council who can pull some strings so I can visit him? We don't even know if your dad is alive or dead."
"I've only just started working at the council. I don't have that kind of influence. Have you tried Charles?"
He said the pandemic prevention measures this time are airtight. If they say no one can enter, then no one can enter. No exceptions. It seems my son-in-law doesn't have the influence we thought he had."
she added bitterly. Amelia's heart raced with anxiety as Valentina's desperation deepened her inner turmoil. After Amelia offered reassurances, Valentina ended the call. On the office balcony, the cool breeze touched her face as she faced the grim reality. Her father's life hung by a thread. She could only think of two people who might be able to help: Javier and Thomas. Javier was likely too busy dealing with the health crisis and hadn't been answering her calls. So she decided to try Plan B. Just as she was about to call Thomas, her phone rang again. This time, she managed to glance at the screen. It was future husband, Javier.
"Amelia, I didn't know you had my number."
At the sound of his voice, her emotions surged, and the strength she had been holding on to crumbled. Tears welled in her eyes. She swallowed hard, trying to speak, but a lump seemed lodged in her throat. "Yeah, it's me."
"Have you been crying?"
She marveled at how well he already knew her, detecting the sadness in her voice after just a few words. "It's just a family matter. Don't worry about it."
"Tell me."
he commanded, his tone firm yet calm.
"Are they bullying you again?"
She hesitated briefly before saying, My stepmother just called. She said my father tested positive for the new virus. He's been quarantined and no one can visit him. We don't even know how he's doing." As she spoke, the lump in her throat swelled.
Do you want to see him?
I do, but I know it's difficult. Charles says no one can do anything, and I was about to call Thomas.
You chose to go to Charles and Thomas before me?
No, it wasn't like that, she replied. I didn't want to bother you with this.
So instead, you'd rather bother your ex-boyfriend and your blind date?
You weren't taking my calls.
Because they came from an unknown number. Now I've added it. I can't believe you were going to call Thomas after I specifically told you not to.
Amelia resisted the urge to snap back. She needed his help. I really didn't want to trouble you.
Who said it's trouble?
He sounded angry.
You're so unwilling to trouble me, yet perfectly fine troubling Charles and Thomas.
Go back to work. I'll call you later. Silence followed. Javier, are you still there? Did you hang up?
I'm still here. Just, if I hear you've contacted Thomas again.
Javier didn't bother saying goodbye. Amelia stared at her phone, frustrated. Did that mean he was going to help her or not? At the hospital, Sophie and Charles tried to console Martha, whose son was on the brink of death. Yet the elderly woman seemed stronger than the two of them combined. Valentina arrived, visibly distressed. I just got off the phone with Amelia. She said she'll try to find a way. Sophie sneered. A way? Amelia has 0 ways. She's just saying that to pretend she's actually planning to help. Charles works directly with the prince and can't get through this system. What could Amelia possibly do about it? Charles remembered that Amelia's new boyfriend was the influential Thomas Flores. I think she has more influence than I do, he muttered before quickly correcting himself. I just mean that Amelia isn't one to make empty promises. Sophie narrowed her eyes suspiciously. Charles, are you in contact with her? If she dares to chase after you behind my back, I'll destroy her. To find out what happens next, download the Pocket FM app in the next minute to get free access to all episodes of The Royal Accident for free.
Pocket FM. To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.